Welcome back, everyone. So if you are ready, we can continue with complete the words section timed practice 4. And as always, we are going to use a timer to complete the task in 1 minute. Please concentrate, everyone. Get your pencils and notebooks ready, and you have 1 minute. Let's go. All right, time's up, everyone, but you can always take more time if you need it. All right, so let's check the answers very fast and let's read our text very fast. So this text is about Moodle as a learning platform. All right, so Moodle is a widely used online learning platform in universities around the world. This is a simple sentence. Teachers use the platform. Again, this one was easy. Teachers use the platform to upload. So upload is, as you know, the opposite of download, okay? So teachers use the platform to upload course what? Course something. Course materials, right? So they upload course materials, create what's the answer here? Quizzes. Create quizzes and student progress. Now this one was a little difficult, everyone. So as you can see, you have a verb here. Teachers use the platform to upload course materials, comma, create quizzes, comma, and so what you need here is another verb. So verb, verb, and verb. But what do we do with student progress? What do we do with student progress? We can actually monitor student progress. Okay, so monitor is the answer here. Okay, so monitoring something, I'm sure some of you already know this word, but some of you might have difficulties with it. Monitor, if you monitor something, it means you observe it, all right? Or it means you follow it, all right? So if you monitor something, you observe or follow something. So we usually monitor progress as it goes here, okay? Or you can monitor success of a program. So you have a program, you have a curriculum, let's say, and you monitor success. You observe, you look at how successful it is, right? Or you can monitor feedback of people, or you can monitor responses of people. You can follow and observe it, all right? So you can use the word monitor with these nouns, all right, very commonly. Students can, again, because of can here and assignments here, you need a verb in the middle. But what kind of verb can go with assignments? Of course, students can submit assignments. So give assignments. So submit and actually receive. It's the opposite of each other, right? So submit means give, okay? So give, and receive is the opposite of it, and it means get. So you give assignments and you get feedback, all right? So they submit their assignments, their homework and they receive feedback and they take part in activities. Again, since this is a noun, activities is a noun, you need an adjective here. But what kind of activities? We are talking about an online platform, everyone, online platform. So if there's an activity there, it can possibly be interactive, right? Interactive activities that support learning. So interactive activities that support learning. Because of its flexible design, right? Because of its flexible design, many educational institutions continue to adopt it. So people adopt, the word adopt, again, is a very, very common word. Adopt means actually just simply, it means use something. All right. So if you adopt something, you take it from somebody else, change it a little, and use for your own purposes. So, for example, you can adopt a system. Adopt a system. All right. So if you adopt a system, it means you take it from somebody else, change it a little, and use for your own purposes. So, for example, if a totalitarian regime, for example, adopts a democratic system, it means they start to use a democratic system in their country. Okay, uh, or you can adopt a program. Okay, you can adopt a program, or you can adopt an approach. So these are very commonly used with the word adopt. But there's a difference actually between adopt and adapt. Okay. So if you adapt something, it means you change and modify. You change and modify something to fit your purposes. To fit your purposes. So they are actually very, very close. Okay. If you adapt something, you change it, you modify it to fit your purposes. All right. And adapt is very commonly used with adapt to something. Okay, so you adapt to cold weather, for example. You adapt to cold weather, all right? Or you adapt a system. So adapt the system, it means change and use. Again, if you adapt the system, you change and use it. Okay, so the small difference between adopt and adapt is so with adopt you don't have to change it. Okay, you just simply use it. Okay, if you adopt the democratic system, you are using a democratic system. But if you adapt a system, you change, modify, and start to use it. All right. So please take a note of these vocabulary items, everyone. They are very useful. All right. So this was task one. I hope you had fun and you learned a lot of vocabulary items. Let's move on to task two together. Let's go. Get ready. Take a deep breath. Concentrate. Get yourself a pencil and a notebook. All right, let's go. This is your task two. And you have 1 minute. All right, time is up, everyone, but you can always use extra time if you need it, okay? All right, so George Orwell's novel, 1984. So this is a novel name. That's why it's italic, okay? George Orwell's novel 1984 remains. So remain is a very common vocabulary item, everyone. So does not change in status, okay? Remain. So it is still, okay? It is still so it's still true. Be still true. All right, it is still true. So it remains, or it is still true, that it is one of the most influential works of modern literature. All right, so let's remember the word influential again. All right, so influential means what? Influential means impactful, right? So influential and impactful are synonyms. So it still goes on to influence people in modern literature. And so the what? Now let's remember always the first sentence is very useful to us. If it's a novel, everyone, if it's a novel, what happens in a novel? Of course, a story, right? The story takes place. The story takes place in a dystopian society. In a dystopian society where where the government. But sir, why isn't it which? In a dystopian society, which the government? Now, actually, there's a huge difference between which and where. Okay, so if you are using this word, the society, as a place name here, as a place name here, then you need where. Okay, so the government does something and something in the society. Here, what's important is the government does something in the society. So it's a place name. Society is used to, in a way, like a place name. Okay, but don't worry, we will discuss actually the difference between where and which in the grammar section of our course in so much detail, so you will have no problems here. But actually, the answer here is where, okay? Which does not fit here. The government, what does the government do with information? The government controls information, okay? The government controls information. Let's remember, it's a dystopian society, everyone. So for this reason, in this society, it's not a utopian society. It's a dystopian, dark society, authoritarian society. Okay, so the government controls information and surveils, follows. Okay, follows citizens constantly. Right. So follows. Let me check my citizens constantly. Civilians would be fine here, civilians, but civilians does not fit in terms of the number of letters. Civilians, no, yeah. You need a plural here, so the best answer is citizens, all right? And again, we have a beautiful vocabulary item here, constantly. Constantly means all the time, right? Constantly means all the time. So take a note of it if you don't know this vocabulary item. All right. So the government controls the information, follows citizens constantly. All right. The main character, the main character, Winston Smith, begins to something the authority. What do you do to the authority, everyone? He begins to question the authority. Now, The word question here is a verb. Be careful. If you question something as a verb, it means you start to criticize. You start to look at the negative sides of something. Okay, so very commonly we criticize or we question, all right, we question authority, of course. Very commonly we question authority. We question credibility of something. Credibility means reliability, or we can put it down here as well. Question the reliability of something. Reliability of something. We question the credibility of something. Or we simply question his actions. We question his, her, somebody's, question someone's actions, question someone's behavior. Okay, so question his words. Okay, question her words. These are all very common collocations to use with the word question. All right, so he begins to question the authority and search for personal freedom. Through, let's remember the word through again. Through with the help of, okay? Or through by means of, right? We explained this in detail in the previous section, so I'm not going to go through it again, okay? But through means here by means of, with the help of. With the help of its dark atmosphere. Always remember, everyone, it's a dystopian society. It's a dark society. It's a dark atmosphere. And political themes, the novel does something to the readers about the danger of totalitarian power. So again, remember the word totalitarian, dystopian. They help you with answering the questions, okay? So the novel, what does the novel do to the readers about the dangers of something, okay? The novel warns readers about the danger of totalitarian power. I hope you had fun, everyone. Let's take a short break here. After the break, we will continue with task 3. Okay, take a break and come back refreshed, everyone. See you after the break.